Weekend Sports is brought to you by Wolfenstein Construction. This Saturday, the Special Olympics bowling team will head into Las Vegas to the South Point, where they will compete for medals. There will be over 400 athletes attending and competing. Good luck to all Pahrump bowlers. Chicago Cubs right-handed pitcher Jake Arrieta was awarded the Cy Young Award for the National League yesterday, beating out Zach Greinke and Clayton Kershaw. Dallas Keuchel won the Cy Young Award for the American League. The Olympics start next year, and the scandal facing Russia is getting a lot of attention. The Russian track and field team was suspended from competition last week due to evidence of doping by the Russian athletes, making it possible for them to miss the Olympics next year in Brazil. At first, Vladimir Putin vehemently denied allegations. Now he's decided to cooperate in the investigation. Russia has not been in compliance with the World Anti-Doping Agency codes, but they aren't the only ones. Argentina, Ukraine, Bolivia, Andorra, and Israel are also non-compliant. Kenya is on the verge of getting sanctioned for its doping controls, who already have 15 athletes banned for proof of doping. Tonight is Thursday Night Football, and the game features the Tennessee Titans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Speaking of football, Dallas Cowboy quarterback Tony Romo is expected to play this Sunday for the first time since he broke his collarbone in Week 2 of the season. This has been Weekend Sports. I'm Courtney Salmon for News 46.
I'm Deanna O'Donnell. This is your news across Nevada. Walt Hub's Worst Cities in America has got many residents up in arms, and some saying they agree. Nevertheless, reports like this affects our economic growth, tourism, and real estate market. Walt Hub, a company who started in 2012 and takes ratings from their members, has decided to rate Pahrump in with the worst, smallest cities in the United States. The fact that Pahrump is not a city did not come into play in the report. Incorporated cities compared to towns like Pahrump have more income sources. Walt Hub's analysis compared 1,268 cities across 4 key dimensions, according to them: affordability, economic health, education and health, and quality of life. For their sample, they chose cities with the populations from 25,000 to 100,000 people in comparison in what they call a small city. There was no separation of demographics, Pahrump being a retirement community. There are many reports stating Walt Hub's findings, but none of them stating the criteria of their ranking in the categories. In one example, the category of quality of life was probably the most problematic, comparing how many coffee shops, restaurants, museums, fitness centers, and miles you drive to work was some of the criteria for that category. Since we are a small town and 56% of Pahrump is retired, many don't drive to work. The education rating has always been low for Nevada, and Pahrump is included in that low ranking. For the best and worst of 1,268 small cities in the United States, 3 listed Nevada cities: Carson City, Sparks, and Pahrump. Carson City ranked 1,127th, while Sparks sat at 1,139th, and Pahrump 1,197th overall. One of the highest rankings that Pahrump received was home ownership and affordability. News 46 has heard many comments from residents who take offense at their research and call it incorrect. If you would like to give your opinion, you can find Wallet Hub on the web. You can even become a member and rank other reports yourself, even if you don't live in that town. Nevada's unemployment rate dipped to a seasonally adjusted 6.6% in October, the lowest it has been in more than 7 years. This is down 0.6 points from a year ago, the 56th consecutive month of annual declines. Job levels are up 40,000 from 2014. Initial claims from unemployment insurance are down by 10%. The unemployment rate is the lowest since 2008. Construction is up 11.2% with an addition of 7,100 jobs relative to last year, the highest percentage growth of all sectors in October. Leisure and hospitality realized the largest nominal growth in October, adding 16,300 jobs. The Division of Public and Behavioral Health is leading Nevada by example by promoting the Great American Smokeout event happening today, November 19th. The Great American Smokeout, sanctioned by the American Cancer Society, encourages smokers to refrain from smoking for just one day and to consider modalities of nicotine replacement therapy and/or evidence-based smoking cessation practices. For more information, you can go to 1-800-QUIT-NOW, which is a free telephone and online coaching coaching service for any Nevada resident who is ready to quit using tobacco. Tobacco use is the single most preventable cause of disease, disability, and death in the United States. More than 480,000 people die of smoking-related illnesses in the United States each year. Millions more people continue to live with painful, debilitating diseases caused by tobacco smoking. Approximately 4,100 deaths are attributable to smoking-related disease in Nevada each year. The showdown over sage grouse in Nevada heads to a federal courtroom where lawyers for the Attorney General's office and rural interests will ask a judge to block federal land use restrictions intended to protect the bird and its habitat. Justice Department lawyers counter that granting an injunction could prompt the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to reconsider its decision not to list the chicken-sized bird under the Endangered Species Act. States have been working for years to prevent a listing. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. That's your news across Nevada.
The Nevada Departments of Public Safety and Transportation report that fatal pedestrian crashes have dipped 3.3% each year in Clark County. Southern Nevada saw 39 fatal pedestrian crashes through November 15th, which is 6 fewer than in 2014. There have also been nearly 31% fewer fatal motorcycle crashes this year. They credit education and improvements. NDOT committed $10 million toward pedestrian safety projects in February, adding more crosswalks and lighting throughout Southern Nevada. The department will also be installing pedestrian warning signals, median islands, and crossing dividers. The dedicated monies comes atop the $21 million in federal funds the department spends annually on roadway safety projects and programs. We want to remind everyone in the winter months when the sun goes down, there are still people out walking or riding their bikes near the roadways. Please be extra careful and make sure to look out for pedestrians and bicyclists. Pedestrians, please stay safely back from the roadway. Drivers are unable to see you in dark clothing until they come up close to you. Please wear reflective and/or light clothing and have a light on your bike or have a flashlight with you. When we come back, we'll have your weather with Noah Beacon.